I'm getting ready. As you might be able to tell, I've been running a little bit behind. It's 6:32 when I hit live. So 2 minutes behind. My apologies. I'm exhausted. All right. You ready? Let's go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Thursday, June 6th, 19. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Good morning, Stacey. Oh, you guys, I'm so tired. I've been up early, up late. I'm not up any earlier. It's because I'm up late. I've just been busy, just trying to get everything done. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. And today, that doesn't change. There's a lot to do. I'm getting a lot done. I'm being productive. I feel good about the work that I'm doing. It's just coming in faster than I can do it. That's a good thing. A lot of this is new consulting work. I'm reaching out to people saying, hey, would you like some marketing? And they all say yes. So far, knock on wood, 100% of the people have said yes. Which means either I'm being really good at selecting the people I'm talking to, or I'm a very good salesman. Could be both. I don't know. I'm fortunate. We got some good questions. What else happened yesterday? Coached some CrossFit, went to the gym myself, worked out, came home, ate a cauliflower pizza because I hadn't eaten enough during the day. All right, here's the thing. Here's the thing everybody needs to know. If you are trying to gain weight, if you are trying to lose weight, you got to do it slowly. You can't do it fast. You start to do it fast, and it has permanent effects on your body. You lose fat too quickly. When you start to eat a normal diet again, your metabolism is suppressed, and you can actually generate new fat cells. So don't do that. So I got to the end of the day and realized I'd eaten 1,000 calories, which was far too low. And I had some, Costco has these great cauliflower pizzas that are about 1,000 calories. And guess what? I'm trying to do about 2,000 calories right now. So I ate one. I ate a pizza. And watched 30 Rock reruns. And then I went to bed. It was great. And then I went to bed at like a quarter of 12. I'm tired. What's going on today? More meetings, more work. And I'm excited. I will be finally checking out a friend's Taekwondo school. So if you go way back to episode 12, I think it's 12 or 14. Pretty sure 14 is the Bill Wallace episode. Episode 12 is with Master Joe Lenahan, and one of his students and his students' wives, that's the proper grammar, took over that school. Master Lenahan stepped away. Mr. Grout and Mrs. Grout took over the school, and I'm finally going to check it out and say hi to them, so I'm excited. Yeah, and then we have a Marshall Journal editors meeting this evening where we will talk about the next exciting step in Marshall Journal, which, it's big stuff coming. If you are not subscribed and checking out marshalljournal.com, you really need to. I bet that like was from Scott. Scott's usually the first one to hit the like button on the live show. All right, we got 3 questions here. If you want to ask me a question, don't forget, the best place to do is to drop it below. I love answering your questions. Scott says, maybe. There's still few enough of you here watching live in the morning that I start to know your personalities. I start to know who's doing what and how and everything. Oh, let's face it, with like 200 and something episodes, it's a lot. Before I do this, I was reflecting on this show yesterday. I enjoy doing this. I really do. It's improved my improvisational skills dramatically. I'm better at martial arts radio. I'm better at other conversations. I'm better at functioning when I'm tired. I'm better at just considering questions. It's made me better, so thanks. All right, we got 3 questions. Why do you suppose that a humble person tends to get into less trouble than someone who is arrogant? It's a great question. Why is it a great question? Because it asks the question in a very different way than we usually ask this kind of question. So we all know what a humble person looks like. We all know what an arrogant person looks like. It comes down to communication and style of communication. A humble person makes I statements. No. How do I explain this? A humble person doesn't talk about themselves in relation to other people. There we go. An arrogant person often will. When you talk about someone as you talk about yourself, you're making comparisons. And those comparisons often invite defensive language. If you say that you are the best at something, or you are better at something, or whatever, think of the type of bold statements that an arrogant person makes. All it takes is another arrogant person with a chip on their shoulder and maybe somebody having a bad day for that to turn into a problem. Because that defensive language may be met with offensive language. And now we have a situation. Humble people tend to talk less. They seem to ask questions more. And while it is certainly possible, it is far less common for question asking to be met with defensive language. Think about it in terms of martial arts. If we can kind of translate this sort of action to martial arts. If we think about sparring, if we think about one-on-one sparring, someone who is humble will spar a little gentler. Their movements will be more subtle. They'll be worried more about protecting themselves. An arrogant person will often try to power through other people's defenses, block really hard, not care so much about hurting people. They're focused on proving that they are the better fighter by scoring or hitting or whatever the judgment of that particular person's sparring is. People don't want to spar that person. It hurts. Yeah. Second question. Have you ever seen someone's kindness mistaken for weakness? Yeah, but I don't know how I'm going to be able to come up with an example right now. Typically, I look at these questions the day before and start to roll them around in my brain. I didn't do that yesterday because I was busy. And I didn't think about it. Mistaking kindness for weakness. It is a bit of a cliche statement, isn't it? I think when people say that, they're talking about the types of kindnesses that are selfless. The idea that, hey, this is what you need. I'm trying to lift you up. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to be assistive. Good morning, Daniel. And I think sometimes, at least in my experience, people don't. There are people out there who will do kind things for others simply because they're looking for validation. That is weak behavior. That is subservient behavior. But there are also people who will do kindnesses for others genuinely because they feel it is warranted in that case. And if you don't know that person, sometimes it can be hard to understand from which place that kindness comes. We talk a lot on the show about why, finding your why, identifying the why as a vehicle to understanding more about what you should do and how you should do it. If you do things for people because you want them to like you or you want to fix a problem, that's generally weak behavior. Whether that's your boss or a friend or a spouse. I've been on this kick lately where I've been working really hard to not apologize for my actions, but instead demonstrate updated, better behavior. Apologies are so hollow. I'd rather just let people realize that I'm acting differently. That seems to work better. All right. It has been said that character is destiny. Do you think this is true or false? I have not heard this. Character is destiny. I'm going to interpret that to mean that character is kind of deep rooted, almost predestined. The quality of your character is something that is established. Destiny. Well, that would be destined, predestined. Character is the destination? This is a weird sentence. I don't know where this comes from. I'm going to pick a definition and answer that one. All right. I'm going to answer character is the destination because that gives me more to talk about. I once had a quarter jar in an office for unnecessary apologies, similar to a swear jar. We used it to go out for tea. Yes. Yes. Over the weekend, I was with someone who apologizes profusely, constantly, for everything. Didn't matter what it was. Even things they weren't sorry for. It was something that had been kind of preconditioned in them. And we had some conversation about it. You don't have to apologize for that. You don't have to apologize for anything. And actually, there were points, this was someone who was younger, I forbid them from apologizing. Even when they punch me in the face, don't apologize. It's fine. I'm okay. Get used to not apologizing so much. All right. So if character is the destination, character is your destiny, you can't take it with you, right? So the stuff that I have laying around here, which I'm getting ready for another trip, so I have a suitcase and a bunch of crap laying around. These are all objects. They cost money. There are stories behind some of them. Some of them make my life better, like this bottle of sriracha. Yes, I put sriracha on my pizza last night because it's so good. But that's not the point. That's not the goal. I think the purpose of life, well, the methodology of life is figuring out what not to do. But it's all on a path of personal development, self-development, which builds your character. Building that character through ups, through downs, through self-exploration. It's what helps others around you. It's what helps move all of us forward by setting an example, by lifting others up. So by developing your character, aka personal development, aka what martial arts does, everything gets better. Things get better for you, they get better for others, and you actually have a positive impact on the world. And it's a lasting one. It might be really small, but if everyone does a little bit more than they're taking, than their share, things happen pretty dramatically. What would happen if no one, what's a good example? Let's say when it comes to trash, no one generated any trash and everyone went outside and picked up one piece per week. Wouldn't take long before there was no trash, right? Eventually we would get rid of it all. Yes, I understand for this example, there's some magical way of not having trash, but you see what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to develop your character. Don't be afraid to be in situations that are challenging or hard, that make you that better person. You know, in martial arts, we talk about our black belt test. Or equivalent, you know, whatever this significant step of grading is in your style. We look forward to that, even though we know it's going to be really hard. And it's that progression and that testing that makes us better martial artists. And you say the same thing about life. You can develop that character through the challenges, through the things you look forward to, through becoming the person you want to be. All right? Becoming someone of better character is probably the easiest and best way that you can make the world better. Good questions today. Remember, if you want to ask me a question, drop it below. If you listen to the audio, you know, as a podcast in your podcast app, email me, jeremy@whistlekick.com, and I'll answer them from there. All right, homework coming up in a second. Don't forget, we do this show every weekday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. Firstcupwithjeremy.com. And guess what I dropped in the store yesterday? A First Cup logo mug. That's right, this logo on a mug. I got one on the way. I will drink coffee out of it as soon as it is here. Because why was there not a mug before? That's silly. So I made one. Also made a Martial Journal mug. What are the prices? $11.99 for the small one and $15.99 for the bigger one. I think that includes shipping. So, what did Daniel say? Daniel saying 11:30 a.m. GMT for those of us in the UK. That's yes. When I say 6:30, it's 6:30 Eastern, U.S. Eastern time. We have people involved in watching and fans of Whistlekick from all over the world. I'm not rattling off 24 time zones. The point is we do this show at the same time every day, so you can set your calendar for it if you want. Right? Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you get the little ringy-dingy bell when I go live. I try to give 30 seconds from the time I do that until I actually start the content. What else do I need to tell you? Comment, share, go check out other videos. Oh, and we have a new podcast episode today. On Martial Arts Radio, it's called The Problems of Normalcy Bias, where I dig into social media and the problems with social media setting false expectations for what other people are doing and life and how it can make you feel bad and all that. So go check that out. You can find it right here on YouTube or at whistlekickmartialartsradio.com. All right, here's your homework. Man, 20 minutes. All right, homework today. Let's dig into character. Now, let's talk about the weakness versus kindness thing. I think that's a little more tangible. Analyze your actions today, as I usually have you do, right? Most of the homework I give you is to check in on yourself as you go through your day. When you do something and it interacts with someone else, are you doing this out of a desire for validation? Or are you doing it out of a desire, genuine desire for benefit? Now, it can be both. But if it's at all a desire for validation, it is probably mostly for validation. That desire for validation, believe it or not, is a selfish act. You're not doing it for the other person, you're doing it for yourself. And that comes through, whether you realize it or not. So, try to be aware of that. Try to be aware of why you do things. Okay? It always comes back to the why. All right, I hope you have a great day. I'm going to have a great day. I definitely need another cup of coffee. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care. Peace.